What's up, everybody? Back with another Bronco video. So we're looking at this 79 we're building. It's a Gen 2 full size. And the exciting part, we're putting the new Ford V8, the 7.3 liter codenamed Godzilla. It is the big block now sold in the F-250 and F-350 trucks. So we've had a couple intro videos. Now we're getting into the fun part. So the engine's in the truck. We've got all the plumbing and wiring done. We've got some of the basics hooked up, and we started it up yesterday, so the thing is breathing fire and alive. We've got a lot of work to do still because we're going to be painting this truck. So we're going to finish some under hood stuff and then rip the whole truck apart. We're going to take the body off the frame, get the body redone in kind of factory color scheme. We're going to take the frame off for powder coating, redo all the suspension. So the whole truck basically is going to be gone through when this project is finished. But for now, let's get into the fun stuff, which is the V8. So I can show you a little bit about what we've done to integrate all the systems, and then we'll fire this thing up and let you hear it run. All right, so let's dig into some of the details here. Under the hood, you see the 7.3 sitting in place. We've made mounts. The whole thing's bolted in and set up tight. We spent really the last month doing a lot of kind of systems integration, and it is all still very much in a work in progress state. So you'll see a lot of wiring run around the engine bay. Very little of it is clamped or loomed because we're going to do that later. This is kind of where we debug the system, make sure everything's working properly. So we moved the battery over here to the driver's side. We wanted to be near the engine's alternator, and it seemed to make sense just to switch it to this side. We've got a nice Odyssey battery in for AGM, high cranking amps, good performance all around. You can see it's a little bit tough right behind here. That's actually the ECU controlling the engine. And right behind it, we have our power distribution center, which has fuses and relays for all the accessory systems. So kind of setting up this driver side inner fender to basically be the electrical heart of the system. And again, makes sense because the engine's alternator is right there, so it's easy to get to. Coming across, this is a temporary setup. You see just a big cone filter right here. So we've actually made a fairly nice air box that mounts here on the passenger side. So right in this region where the old factory battery was, we have an air box that houses this cone filter with a nice mandrel bent aluminum pipe connecting the two. But for this startup, we ran with this cone because if you have a sharp eye, you'll see that's actually the factory radiator. We have a custom aluminum unit on order, but it is not here yet. So we threw the factory radiator in, which meant the hose connections are in different places, so the hoses are in the wrong place, therefore our intake doesn't work, et cetera, et cetera. So temporary setup, but works fine for just startup and debug. Other things you see back here, there's an ARB twin compressor. He's got air lockers on this thing and wants to be able to air up tires, so we put the compressor in. And in the back here, we've got the openings for the vintage air. So those are the heater lines coming through, and then the two empty holes are where the AC lines are going to come through. Other things under hood, you can see sort of up front here, the mechanical fan. So we're actually working to use the factory fan clutch and fan. This is a little bit tricky because it's an electronically controlled viscous clutch. So we've had to do a little wiring investigation, and we're able to turn the clutch on and off now, and we're using the computer to do that. So we were able to kind of keep this whole front end drive pretty much all stock, same as in the F-250. For this customer in particular, that was really important. He lives in Arizona, and he'll be towing a trailer. So cooling capacity is really important. So we wanted that big honking fan to basically move as much air through this new radiator we're getting as we could. So that's kind of the excitement under the hood. Interior and wiring is all very much rough, but it's what we need to start the truck up. And then I'll put it up in the air and I'll show you a little bit of the exhaust and what's going on underneath. And then we'll get to the fun part. We'll turn the key. All right, let's take a look at the underside. So we're going to start at the back. You can see tailpipes coming out here at the quarters, kind of customer request, a pretty classic look for a truck like this. Up here under the skid plate is a new fuel tank. So we put EFI modules inside the tank. A lot cheaper and easier to just buy a new tank. So that's a brand new, I think it's a 32-gallon tank with a 255 liter per hour pump sunk down inside of it by the sender. And then moving forward, we have built a dual exhaust. This is got, it's two Flowmaster 70 series, so they're pretty large, Flowmaster style, baffled mufflers, feeding into this X pipe. So kind of like the X for balancing the pulses and the crossover, and of course the sound is pretty cool too, rather than the old traditional H. It's a little tight up in here. You can see There's where the drive shaft lives, comes down through the X here. And the NP230 case is sort of hugged by the exhaust pipes here, so we left room for drain plugs and service. But to get this passenger pipe, we kind of come down next to the trans here, decent amount of space. Pipe on the driver's side is a little more complicated to get up and over that cross member and get up towards the engine. Speaking of the cross member, you can see we've taken a stock cross member. To mount the TR4050, we did some mods and basically took a bite out of the front of it. So this is kind of new steel all up in here and carved out, so we had room for the bottom of this transmission here. So kind of modified stock, not too bad of a job, one with access underneath for the bolts. You get a little bit of view there, the exhaust pipe going through and the yoke for the front drive shaft. Swinging around, we're using stock exhaust manifolds. Didn't want to build headers kind of for cost reasons, really. It's a really labor intensive job. So we got stock manifolds dumping right next to the bell housing here on both sides. You can kind of see up in there. Driver's side's got a fair bit of room with our O2 sensors right behind the collectors. There's a little bit of a view of our engine mounts we built right here next to this oil cooler. So that's the factory oil cooler on the side of the pan. It actually does clear the pumpkin. We're probably going to take it off anyway, just use a delete plate in its place. But yeah, on a lower profile, kind of lower height application, that might be an issue for you. So we're looking at designing new pans that'll be kind of rear sump, narrow, truck friendly, but haven't gotten to that project yet. Going forward, not a whole lot else to see, but again, more views of the motor mounts, which we've fabbed up to hold the engine in place. And then a little bit of a view underneath here. You can see where the fan is and the crank pulley relative to this frame cross member, as well as a couple of our coolant lines and power steering lines there. And then our AC clearance up there where the compressor is fairly close to that frame cross member, but it's got enough clearance. It's about an inch between the two. So yeah, that's the goodies on the underside. Fair bit of work, of course, goes into packaging all this, but I think we got everything the way we want it. Everything's going to work out nicely. And that motor really sits down in this frame rails really well. You know, this being a full-size truck, it's not too surprising that a big block fits in it pretty good. So there you have it. The 7.3 comes to life here in this big old Gen 2 Bronco. Next few weeks, we're going to be finishing up the underhood. We've got to get the radiator in, build a fan shroud, and then this thing's tearing down for paint. So we'll do some more videos kind of following it through that process as the thing gets completely rehabbed and built back up to like new condition, except for this awesome engine addition. If you've noticed, hiding in the background over here, there's another one. So more to come on Broncos and Godzilla swaps. That's another 79. That truck is going to be getting the 6R80 automatic instead of the manual trans that this truck has. So that build will be starting off in about 6 weeks, with more to come on that one as well. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate your support. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for all the new exciting stuff happening on this build in the coming weeks. Thanks, everybody.